Look at these two men here. They won't leave me alone. Eh? If I sit down, they sit. If I stand, they stand. If I walk, they walk. This one is now very tired. He's walked a lot. I guess I'll have to carry him back home. Okay, he's done enough exercise. And you can imagine, you see, like, I had an accident in 2015. I was hit by a car on my left foot. Unfortunately, his injured leg too was the left one. I don't know whether it's now inherited. Okay, I don't know. Okay, and from 2015 up to date, my leg isn't fully healed. When I do long walks or I stand for long, the pain is still there. Okay, so I don't know, but I believe for his it will be okay. Okay, now I want to talk about migraines. Okay, I want to talk about migraines. I am a victim of very severe migraines. Okay, very severe migraines, and trust me, this is something I would not even wish upon my worst enemy. It's not a beautiful experience to have migraines. It's the worst experience ever. Okay. I have other conditions, but today allow me to talk about migraines. Okay, these are very severe headaches, very severe and very painful headaches. It's the worst experience ever. Actually, at times you can't even sleep. The times I would just cry. The times I can't even lie down. The times I would just walk because the pain is too much. I would take a lot of painkillers and nothing happens. It doesn't go down. Okay? There are times I would take walks. It doesn't go away. And for a very long time, actually, I never knew these were migraines. I only knew I had very severe headaches, very severe, that I couldn't even put my head down. There are times I would even use ice water. I would put my head in ice water to try cool it, but no, nothing would happen. Okay, I would go for checkups and everything is normal. And you ask yourself, what is the problem? Actually, I had now gone for 2 head CT scans. The last one I had to now go for an MRI. And trust me, it's not an experience, especially for the MRI thing. I would not like, it's so bad. Just being there in that machine for like an hour, it's not an a beautiful experience. It's so bad. Maybe for the CT scan, okay? But for an MRI, no. Even though they're saying the MRI is not as bad as the CT scan, because those things have rays and the rays are very dangerous. Or rather, they are not so good to the body, okay? They kill body cells. And the more you have them, the more your body cells are being killed. So one is not supposed to have many of them. Okay, so the last time now that the headaches reoccurred after the MRI, and I had to see a different doctor. Okay, and so the doctor now said, no, you don't need to go for any further MRI or CT scan. That is enough. Okay, I think they were saying, like, especially if you've gone for around 5, it's not advisable that you go for more. You've gone for an MRI, you've gone for CT scan, not 1, not 2, you've gone for x-rays. Those things are not good to the body. Okay, so I had now done 3. Of course I have gone for x-rays, so you can imagine. So yeah, and for this 2 CT scans and the 1 MRI, all of them were on the head, the brain. Okay, and someone may ask, why the brain? Why did they just decide you had to go for the head CT scans and the MRI on the brain? The basic reason was, while in campus in 20, well, I can't remember, but then while in campus, there's a time I fainted and hit my head on the floor. Okay, and I thought, and after that I began to have very severe headaches, very bad ones. Okay, very bad ones. So they recommended that I go for a head CT scan. Okay, so I went for that, but the brain was okay. There was no crack anywhere, and that was a relief for me. At times they normally think that there are tumors in the brain and that could cause headaches, but that was never found at all. Okay, even during the MRI, they say the CT scan may miss something, but the MRI can never miss anything. Okay, so the first time they did that and they found everything normal, they told me my problem was in the eye, because anytime the headaches would come, it would also come with the issue in the eyes. Okay, and so they said that I had a problem with my eyes. Okay, and they recommended that I do glasses, and I don't know, I've never liked glasses, and I said, well, I want to believe that my problem will be corrected without glasses, and so I opted not to go for the glasses. The next time I went for eye checkup, they told me my eye problem was worsening. And it's because I wasn't now adhering to whatever the doctor had told me to go for glasses. I still insisted I am not going to do glasses. The next time I went for the second CT scan, and everything was normal as well. I went for the eye checkup as well. And funnily enough, this time, my eyes were okay. They told me my eyes are okay. And I was like, wow. Now, suppose I went and had the glasses. Think about it. Okay. Now, so I thanked God for that, and that time too, everything was normal, but I was having very bad headaches. So I was constantly on painkillers. And I told you I have other conditions. One of them is ulcers, and painkillers with ulcers, no, don't touch them. Painkillers with ulcers is a no-go zone. Okay? It's not good for ulcers. So I was constantly on painkillers. And I didn't have an option because everything was normal. My body was okay. I went for other extra, checkups, and everything was normal. So what was the problem? No one would find out. The last time I was going for the MRI, the attending physician said, well, I'm recommending an MRI because you've gone for 2 CT scans, but trust me, you may go for the MRI and still the results may turn out to be normal. And his reason was, you may find out that you have migraines. Okay? The young man is sleeping. Look at that. He's tired. He's walked enough. Okay? You may find out that everything is normal. So what would be the problem? It would be migraines. So we went for the MRI just to ensure everything is okay. So we went for the MRI and the results were normal. But then they gave me very strong painkillers. So I used the painkillers. And during that period as well, the ulcers were also very bad. At times I would not sleep the whole night. I would not hold anything down. And it's reached a point now, they told me my intestines are, how do I put it? They are holes, eh? They are perforated, something like that, eh? That my intestines are perforated because of the ulcers. And the only option is now to go for a surgery to cut the perforated part and, join with the other part. I thought about it. And I opted not to go for the surgery. I don't know how it will turn out. But I want to believe I will be okay. Don't pin me down for my belief, okay? I want to believe I will be okay, because some of these things, before you are told, you're just fine, okay? And immediately you're told this is the problem, this is where the problem is. The situation worsens. And this is normal even with cancer. Before you're told that you have cancer, you're very fine, you're very okay. Okay? Until you're told that you have cancer and you're placed on the treatment, then you deteriorate so fast. Okay? I don't know. Now, after the MRI and everything was normal, early this year, the headaches were back. Very bad. Very bad. Very bad. At times I would get so nauseated, I would have very bad nausea, but you can't throw up. The headaches are there, both at the back of the head, and actually, at one point I had to, before I knew it was the migraine thing, I had to do away with my hair. I had long hair, okay? I had to cut down my hair because I thought the problem is in the head, because, painful headaches, very painful headaches. I'm just trying to regrow my hair again. So the headaches were so bad, my very painful headaches, I tell you. I would walk, nothing happens. I would use the ice cold water, nothing happens. I would use the strong painkillers, nothing happens. Okay? Nothing happens at all. Now we went and someone recommended a doctor, and we went and saw the doctor. And after describing my symptoms to the doctor, so we went and saw the doctor, and after explaining to him my symptoms, of course he recommended other checkups to be done: the liver, the kidney, the blood test, and blood sugar, and everything was okay. And then he said, your problem is severe migraine, and it's a cluster migraine. So he recommended some drugs for me to use. And he told me these drugs are very strong. Actually, some of those drugs are used by I don't know how this condition is called. I don't know. If you know it, you'll comment down there. There are these people who, they could just be seated somewhere and they just fall. I don't know how it's called, I don't know how that condition is called, but they just fall down. So there are drugs that are used by such people, So I was given those drugs, and of course other other strong painkillers. I was told I'm supposed to use them for some time, and there are some that I'm supposed to use only when the headache is there. So I used them for a month, and even the first time that I was using that drug, the experience was so bad. The first day I took the drugs, it was like the headache came back, was in triple. It was so bad. I felt like cutting my head and putting it aside from my body, because the pain, I can't describe it, It was bad. So I had to call the doctor again and ask about why is it that I'm using the drug but the headache is even worse. And he was kind enough to explain to me. He told me, well, if you're using it for the first time, the body will react to it in a certain way. And so after using it for 2 or 3 days, the body will get used to it, So I used it and finished the drugs. And once in a while I have the occurrences, but not as before. But I would tell you, it's, for migraines, I had to learn myself how to deal with it, because there are certain things that are out of our control. There are certain things that are out of our control, and we have to learn to deal with them. And maybe in the next video, I will tell you, and I will be able to share with you how I've learned to deal with migraines myself. Because I learned that I will not get the help my body needs in the hospital. I will share with you, and it begins with yourself. If you are a victim of migraine, I pray that may God's grace be sufficient for you. May God's grace be sufficient for you. It's not a nice experience. At times you feel as though no one understands. You tell people you have an headache, and you go for checkups and everything is normal. No one will understand whatever you're going through. I pray that God's grace may be sufficient for you. And maybe in our next session, I will be able to share with you even the symptoms, because there are those who have the migraine, but they have not yet found out that they have migraine. Like in my case, it took me very long to find out that I had migraine. Okay, it took me very long. Okay, so maybe in our next session I'll be able to share with you some of the symptoms that I have. Okay, and how you can go about migraine. Okay, how you can go about it by yourself. Okay, one of it is, you see, like in this place there's a river down there. Okay, we like coming to this place most of the time to just come and sit. My boys just like coming here to just throw stones at the river, and you just listen to the birds chirping, and we just like to see the river flowing. Yeah, some of those things. So I'll be able to share with us, and I believe if not one or two people, I believe maybe a soul out there will find help. Okay, and it is my prayer that someone finds help. Okay, because it is not a nice experience to have migraine. Okay, otherwise, thank you so much for being here with me. If you really wish us to have that next session, kindly just type on the comment section next. Okay, so that we get to hear from the horse's mouth about the symptoms of migraine and how to deal with it. Okay, yourself. Okay, otherwise, thank you so much, and may God bless you. Until the next one, I have to carry this young man home. This one is very tired, he wants to go home. Okay, yeah, so thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye bye until the next one.